Hello and welcome to my F1 2021 season predictions, part 2, me predicting the Drivers' Championship. If you want to see the first part, there will be a card in the top right of your screen right now. In 20th place, I think it'll be Nikita Mazepin, because he doesn't have a good enough car to consistently score points, and he'll end up having to have a lot of race bans. In 19th place, I think it'll be Nicholas Latifi, because he's in a Williams and he's not that consistent. In 18th place, I think it'll be Kimi Räikkönen, because he's way past his prime. In 17th place, I think it'll be Mick Schumacher, because he doesn't do well in his first season of a new formula, but he could have a good race or two where he scores a few points. In 16th place, I think it'll be George Russell, because he's going into his third year in F1 and I think he has the potential to score a few points this season. In 15th place, I think it'll be Tsunoda, because he doesn't have a good enough car to challenge the midfield, as I said in my previous video, and he's also a rookie. In 14th place, and I wish I could put him higher, is Giovinazzi, because he's in an Alfa Romeo. In 13th place, I think he'll be Lance Stroll, because he's coming up against some very good people and he's not that consistent when it comes to it. In 12th place, I think it'll be Fernando Alonso, because even though he has a lot of experience, he took a few years out of Formula 1. In 11th place, I think it'll be Sebastian Vettel. I think he'll have a better 2021 than he did last season, but not enough to break into the top 10. In 10th place, I think it will be Pierre Gasly, because even though he's not in the greatest of cars, he's a very strong driver who will deliver good performances. In 9th place, I think it'll be Esteban Ocon, because in my last video I said he isn't consistent, but he can pull out a good result like in Sakir in 2020. In 8th, I think it'll be Lando Norris. I think he'll have a good season, but I don't think he'll match the Ferraris or his teammate. In 7th place, I think it'll be Carlos Sainz, because I think the Ferrari car will improve and he's a very talented driver. Even though they're on the same level, I think Charles Leclerc will get the better of his teammate in 6th. In 5th place, I think it'll be Daniel Ricciardo because he's very fast and he's in the best car in the midfield. In 4th place, I think it's going to be Valtteri Bottas because he's going to be under pressure from both of the Red Bulls and I don't think he can handle that. In 3rd place, I think it's going to be Sergio Perez. I think he'll break the second seat curse and get a win or two. In 2nd place, I think it'll be Max Verstappen. I think he'll bring the fight to Hamilton but not enough to beat him. And I think Lewis Hamilton will win his 8th world title this year.